Hi, this is Linda. I'm going to show you today how to set up your workspace so that you can use it with your machine, so you know whether or not the designs are going to be wider than your throat space, or whether anything will fit in, or how many times you may have to roll the quilt on, etc. So if we go to settings and we click general options, now as we are quilters and we work in inches, the units that are on here comes up as inches. You can have metric if you wish, but normally people have it set in inches. The default style you don't need to do anything with at all. The default palette comes up as exquisite thread 40. However, if you click on it, you will see that there are a whole host of threads to choose from, and the range of colours within those are all or all will be at the bottom of the palette along here, depending on which one you choose. They will all be available to you. So I'm going to leave that at the default. The language is English on this one. However, obviously choose whichever one it is that you wish it to be in. Auto save, it's set at 7 minutes, every 7 minutes. This means that the computer will save what you're working on every 7 minutes, whether or not you click save or not. And therefore, if your machine for some reason goes down, then it has saved the work that you've been doing at that stage. So if I click on machine up here, this is where you can put the specifications in for your machine itself. Now I have an Avanti, which is an 18-inch throat, so at the moment I've got the quilting space here at 14 inches. This way I know that if it's coming towards the 14 inches, I'm going to be able to just fit it into the one throat space and I won't have to wind on. If it goes beyond the 14 inches, then I might have to think about putting in stop points or creating the design in two parts, or knowing that I will have to wind on, etc. And the width obviously depends on the machine frame that you have. The default units here again are inches. If you click on grid, this is where you get this setup. Now because we work in quarter inches most of the time, I've got mine set up at 0.25 both vertical and horizontal, and I have my major dissecting lines at every 4 lines. Now if you can look over this side, you can see therefore that every inch is split down into 4, so I've got quarter inches, so there are pale lines, which is this colour, and you can change that, choose whichever colour you wish is in that colour, and the major dissecting lines are in the darker grey, and that's there. Now this you can change as well if you wish to. If you don't like the dashed lines, you can have it as solid lines, and if I just show you that one, there you go. Might be a little bit easier for you to see and a little bit easier for you to work with to start off with. You can also have it as dots. That for me is a little bit more confusing because I don't have any reference points here as to where my inches or my quarter inches are compared to each other. So although if I look at that one, I can see that that's a quarter of an inch because I'm looking at the ruler. If I'm looking down here, I can't tell whether it's a quarter or a half an inch, so I don't tend to choose that one at all. I tend to leave mine on dashed lines. So if I just click OK there, go back into there. Okay, so the grid itself again. Again, you've got the shape that you can choose from. So at the moment it's rectangular. You can choose diamond or you can choose both. And if you have it on diamond, that's the effect that you get. Now, depending on what you are designing, that might be of help to you. Like I say, it completely depends on what it is that you're producing. And if I show you what it looks like on both, and there you can see you've got the option of both sets there. Just change it back to my normal one as rectangle. Okay. Now, if I go into to these, sorry, I have to start on these options. Snap to grid. These are when you're going to be starting to do your designing, and it depends on whether or not you want your nodes, which we'll cover later on, to snap to these lines and areas here. I'll just click on that for a second and get rid of the diamond shapes as well. Okay, it's a bit easier for you to see now. So snap to grid, that brings it to these. snap to guidelines, snap your design to these, and snap to anchor points. Depends on where you've got your anchor points at the time, but we'll go through that like I say later on. That one defaults at 8 and I leave that one, and I also leave that one as well. I'll just turn those off for now. Your view highlight section is in blue. Again, you can change that colour if you wish to. I leave it there. So basically if you choose a design, it highlights it in blue. Show the property tabs as icons. Now these are these up here, so all your icons up here, or your property tabs, these will show up as icons rather than just text. It's a lot easier to work out that way. On-screen text typing you will need, and use left click on palette to apply colour. So if you're going to be doing a design that's going to need more than 1 or 2 colours to make it easier for you to create, if you click on that one, it's easier for you to assign a colour to that part of the design. And if I click OK, that's all your settings set up for the machine that you are using. These are the icons that I was talking about rather than just the words. It makes it a lot easier to understand. Okay, hope that helps a little bit with it, and I'll catch you later. Bye.